sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
Our San Diego, a vacation haven, biking and beaches and baseball. The rubber game of a 3-game series, the Giants and Padres. What a year for shortstop Brandon Crawford of the Giants. He leads all Major League shortstops. 58 runs batted in, a 3-run homer last night. And the Padre news, they will start today. Switch hitting outfielder Abraham Almonte. He's been called up from El Paso. He will bat first against the Giants this afternoon. As we welcome you to Petco Park, a beautiful day here in San Diego. A rubber game, a 3-game series against the California rivals in the NL West, the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres. Day baseball. Good afternoon, everyone, with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. This may be as important a single game as the Padres have played all year.
And when you talk about important games, any of the 5 starters for the Padres you'd like to have out there, but this guy in particular, the ace of the staff, James Shields, is the one guy I want to have out there if you're trying to win the series against the Giants.
Win or lose may decide what happens in the future, especially the next 10 days as we approach the trading deadline. Let's talk about the right-hander Shields.
Well, Shields today, if he pitches well with that changeup and locates the fastball, he should do just fine. The 9-2 record against the NL West, he's familiar. The ERA a little high, over 3.5, but this season 8-3 with a 3.9. He needs some support to support that ERA. If he's going to give up an average of 4 runs per game, hopefully the Padres can get to Matt Cain today in this day game. Also, limit the home runs, Dick. He's given up some home runs. Majority of them have been solo shots.
Have you noticed the way back Wednesday uniforms worn by the Padres? Here's Matt Cain. He's not had much success, especially against the Padres here at Petco.
There have been times when Matt Cain just misses with location, and the Padres have really taken care of Matt Cain and it really hit those mistakes. You know, the surgery, the elbow chips are gone. Now he's finally getting extension on that elbow. It's all about fastball location on the corners for Matt Cain.
Just a second start since coming off the DL. So this is a big game. So who better than James Shields to be on the mound this afternoon? Chris Budden with more on the veteran right-hander when we return. missed strike 3. Shields handcuffs him there.
That's where you stay on top of the ball and you don't rush with your mechanics. Watch the turn, but yet you stay square over the rubber and then go.
Struck him out again.
I'll tell you, that is a pitcher's pitch. Beautiful.
Welcome back on the final day of a series when you're looking to lock up the win. There's no one else you'd rather have on the mound than your ace in James Shields. And now halfway through this season, at least, he's seen a lot of the NL West. He's 1-1 so far this season against the Giants. Here's more from Shields on his thoughts within the division.
Tough division. There's no doubt about it. I mean, any team's going to give you a tough time. So you gotta be careful and just try to win the games.
Posey and Panic, I think, are 1 for 21 against you so far. I know I hate to be the knock on wood here, but is there a secret to face them or why you've had success against them when other people struggle?
Well, now that they're going to go 7 for 7 tomorrow, that's always good. But no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess all the other hitters have done well against me. I don't think I've done too crazy well against them, but I'm not really focused on that. I mean, any hitter, both those hitters are really good, so I don't know. I have no idea why.
Rule number 1, baseball reporting, never jinx the starting pitcher. So hopefully he has good numbers against him today as they try and lock up the series win today. It is Way Back Wednesday. Knock around sunglasses. The boys are in the brown. We got first pitch coming up against the San Francisco Giants when we return.
San Diego Lexus dealer. By Petco, what we feed them matters. By SeaWorld, discover the wonder of the sea. And by Kona Brewing Company, one life, right? Don't blow it. Mahalo. And we're set on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon for the final game of this 3-game series. The Padres won 4-2, and the Giants last night 9-3. Temperature rising near 80 degrees here. The Giants, as they will bat today, brought to you by Hyundai. Pagan, Panic, and Duffy. Posey sat out last night back in the cleanup spot, their top hitter, average home runs, RBIs. Hunter Pence, what a difference he makes. He's back in that starting lineup, and the Giants are winning. Brandon Belt hit 6th, and Brandon Crawford, what a year he's having. 13th home run of the year last night was a 3-run shot. Gregor Blanco, like so many of the Giants in this stretch, hitting very well. 299 average, and Matt Cain on the mound.
And the scouting report brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Right-hander James Shields. Hey, bear down with runners on. Seems like when his back's up against the wall, he can make some nasty pitches and get out of a jam and punch some tickets. The strikeouts are up. 130 strikeouts in 121 2/3 innings for the right-hander.
All right, Mike Grant, here we go. Angel Pagan settles in the batter's box. James Shields, the 33-year-old from Newhall, California, ready to work. Plate umpire Sam Holbrook says play ball, and here comes the first pitch of the game is outside ball one. Bruce Bochy's team starts today only 2.5 behind the Dodgers. The word in from Atlanta, the Dodgers have survived the final game of that 3-game series, winning 3-1 today. That's a strike. Hits the corner, 1-1. Don't know what that's all about. Angel Pagan.
Way back Wednesday. We're going back in time.
Oh, I see what we're doing today.
Little 80s garb.
We're going to dress them up. Yes, they didn't give us the key to the wardrobe closet. 1-2.
I could have used a wig today. I would have been very happy to throw in a salad.
Yeah, what color would you go with if you're going to
blonde? I'm going blonde.
Blonde too. Yeah. Well, blondes have more fun, they say. Boy, we'd have to put reins on you. 1-2. And that one sails wide.
Boy, a max effort pitcher, James Shields is. Every pitch, he's given it his all.
And he's been outstanding, Shields has, in the final game of a series, which of course this is, 49 and 26 in his career in the last game of a series.
You know, we talk about the motion of James Shields. He kind of has that turn over the top of the rubber, but look, he gets out in front, almost like when Mark Sweeney talks about hitters. Look at the stiff front side. That stiff front leg generates all that power up to the arm to the release point, and that's what a pitcher gets behind that fastball or behind that particular pitch. If you have a soft front side, you're not going to get that catapult effect and get that good zip on the fastball.
2-2 is a nub foul. But is there any pitcher in the league that throws his head to the left side as he's delivering the ball? He's almost looking halfway between home plate and the dugout.
You know, not towards the dugout or down or away, but Matt Cain. It's ironic that he's pitching against him today. He will look up. Well, we might have to catch that today on some Phantom Cam with Matt Cain. He will also take his eye off the target as well.
Ground ball sharply, but foul past first.
But, Dick, you make a good point. When you've thrown so many pitches as a big leaguer, you've been around the block many, many times, and you know that in your mind when you see that target. I mean, even if you take your head off it a little bit, I mean, you know exactly what you see. It's almost like, you know, following a ball to the bat. You don't actually follow the baseball because your eyes can't catch up to it, but you know you follow the path of the ball.
That's a soft pop that'll clear the playing field into the crowd. But if you were throwing darts, let's say, I mean, you look at your target, you get both eyes on it, and you throw directly toward it. You wouldn't drop your head way over to the left as you threw.
No, you wouldn't.
It is unorthodox.
Yeah, it's a very violent motion, and that's why I think he throws his head off the target at times, or a lot of the times, almost every time.
Again, the 2-2, and he gets him. That was hard work, but logs his first strikeout of the game as Pagan goes down swinging, and we introduce the Padres defense, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. With Almonte called up from El Paso and thrown into that starting lineup. Melvin Upton in center and Kemp in right. Solarte, Barmas on the left side. Jerko at second, Alonso at first, and Norris behind the plate. Joe Panik, quite a young talent, and takes a strike. He leads the Giants. He scored the most runs. He has the most hits, batting a solid .314 in the top 10 National League. 24 years young. And he rips one immediately down the right field line. Extra bases. Kemp has to hustle to get the carom that he was not expecting, and Panik will settle for a stand-up double. Man, he's a good-looking young hitter. Well, the keys to the game. We all want to know what that is. It's brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers, and here's the man.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Enberg. And for James Shields, limit the long ball. You know, he has given up 20 home runs in 20 starts, but a lot of them, you know, maybe 15 or more have been solo shots. And also, hey, be the ace. Going simple. It's the rubber game. You want James Shields out there to shut down the Giants and win 2 out of 3.
So the middle infield for the Giants, well manned by these two 24-year-olds. Panic, who just collected his 110th hit, and well, actually Duffy on the left side, and then Crawford the shortstop. Those three been very productive. And the combination of Crawford and Panic, the double play combo, you want to be strong up the middle, and they certainly are. And then Duffy jumps in there at third base for Pablo Sandoval, and he's hitting almost 300 with 8 home runs. Fouled away.
Hey, Matt Duffy. Wasn't it a little nugget that he has a cat named Skeeter, and it's like 35 pounds? I think we saw that the other day. So there's Skeeter. And there's the proof.
Yeah.
That is a fat cat, yo.
Yeah, he doesn't skeet much, that Skeeter, I'm telling you. He scoots, not skeets. 2-2 the count.
He better check that. Is that cat maybe a sloth he's got? My goodness.
Might be a lynx. Swing and a miss. That's it for Duffy. A couple of strikeouts here early for Shields. And it'll bring up the ever dangerous Buster Posey.
Well, if James can locate that fastball like this last one, looks like a 4-seam rotation and very late swing by Matt Duffy.
Last 4 starts, been in scoring position. He's been tough. He had trouble the previous 5, and they were collecting hits with men in scoring position. And here's the man in the top 10 in the league and runners in scoring position.
Oh, a little Fabio for Buster Posey.
I'm not sure about that much.
Oh, that was big in the 80s. I think this might be sliders away to Buster Posey with first base open.
Yeah, you're playing with fire with Posey at the plate and a man in scoring position.
And also, when you look behind Posey, you have Hunter Pence on deck. Sure, a tough out, but still, I think you can expand the strike zone a little bit more against Hunter Pence than you can Buster Posey.
Swing and a miss. He challenges him there. Well, just for statistical support, as you look at Pence on Posey's ability with men in scoring position, he's 3rd best in the league, 396, behind Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. 2 outs. Panic at second.
All right, well, a good slider down and away. Buster's maybe being a little froggy, trying to get that run home, and there's a happy customer.
Hubba hubba.
Hey, pretty good numbers. James Shields, his career versus Buster Posey, 1 for 10. A couple of strikeouts.
Fly ball right. Kemp posting in toward the line and makes the catch. And that's it for the Giants. And here come the Padres and Almonte to lead it off. Monte thrown right into the action, leads it off, and Solarte and Kemp. Jerko bats cleanup. Alonso follows with Clint Barmas hitting 6th. Derek Norris trying to work his way out of a batting slump. Melvin Upton hits 8th, and then James Shields.
And the scouting report for right-hander Matt Cain brought to you by Sleep Train. Homegrown giant into his 10th year already. Hey, good ERA here at Petco. And is Cain able? Well, it's going a little biblical today.
That's very good.
Coming off the DL. He's finally starting to get good extension on that elbow, whereas before he was kind of locked. And
Number 1
see how
draft pick
effective he is.
of the Giants back in the year 2002, the 25th overall selected. He's got great credentials, a career of 96 and 96, but he has a perfect game. Pitched against Houston 3 years ago, and then arm troubles the last couple of years.
And like any pitcher, he's not the same Cain that he was when we first saw him in the big leagues, blowing hitters away. And
Almonte swings at the 2-0, lifts a high fly to Blanco and left for the first down. And the Giants defense, you just met Blanco. Here's the rest of the San Francisco 9, brought to you by Renovation Realty. Blanco, Pagan, Pence in the outfield. Crawford and Duffy on the left side. Panic and Belt on the right, with Posey handling the pitches of Matt Cain. Jan Solarte begins today at 2:52.
we talk about Matt Cain. Look how he takes his eye. His eyes kind of go up and over. Kind of tough to tell right there, but kind of a short strider, Matt Cain.
His head goes pretty straight to the plate on his delivery. 2-1 to Solarte. He's 6'3" and 230. 30 years of age now, Cain. Started his pro career at age 17. Fly ball to center. Pagan. Couple of fly outs to open the first for the Padres. And that brings up Matt Kemp. Kemp had his 8-game hitting streak snapped last night. He went 0 for 2 before he was lifted from the game and was hit by a very dangerous pitch up and in. And at the moment, I think all of us had our hearts in our throats, but he jumped up and he's okay.
I was expecting a couple of fingers to be busted up. Not the case. Good news for Matt Kemp and the Padres.
424 average the last 9 games with 4 home runs, 4 doubles. Strike 1.
That's a good Lionel Richie there all night long. Very nice.
That's cool. That looks fine. High fly, another fly ball. And Blanco in left as the Padres go 1, 2, 3 in the outfield. No score after 1.
El Paso. With the move, Will Middlebrooks has been optioned back to AAA. He had some troubles recently at the plate, his batting average dipping down to .212, and just in the month of July alone, with just 20 plate appearances, just 2 hits. I talked to Pat Murphy about what he hopes he learns down there. He says he just needs to get consistent at bats. He wasn't doing that here. He will play both third base and shortstop because with Yangervis Solarte hitting so well, they want to be able to have some kind of extra places to move Middlebrooks if he's able to get going down in El Paso offensively.
Well, it worked, Chris, of course, for Jed Jerko. He refreshed his swing, and Middlebrooks showed early on, the first couple of months, he had 7 home runs, that he can provide some power, but his average dipping the last 2 months, as you indicated. So let's hope that he finds his stroke, comes back, and brings that power with him. Here's Hunter Pence. Hey, you can actually dress him up, can't you?
Denny Terrio. Disco fever.
A ball down a strike to Pence. Homered last night. A solo shot. Gave the Giants their first lead. He went around.
A nice change up there by James Shields. Righty on righty, righty on lefty. Any time for James Shields. Talk about James Shields and his love for the game of baseball and his passion for pitching. If you ever get a chance to talk to this kid about his last performance, he is so passionate, going pitch by pitch, talking about certain hitters, what he was thinking. Really a lot of fun.
Gets him. Weak wave by Pence. They have to make the put out 2-3. 3 strikeouts already for James Shields.
Via the changeup.
That gives Shields 140 strikeouts on the season. He's 3rd in the National League behind Clayton Kershaw and Max Scherzer.
Or as James Shields would call himself, his alter ego, Juego G, got him on the cambio, as he would say.
Boy, that's a
bad hack.
That is
it?
Indeed. Whoa, even worse than our Fox vision. First pitch to Belt is outside. Like all of these Giants of late, they've won 7 of 8. Everyone seems to be hitting, including Belt. He's the, they call him the Giraffe, right? Is his nickname?
Yeah, a lot of giraffe hats. Remember the panda hats they had in San Francisco? We've seen some giraffe hats here in San Diego.
My favorite African animal in our safari. Love the giraffe.
For such a big animal, very graceful.
Oh, yeah. When you see them in a full lope, and their camouflage. You know, you could be in a piece of real estate where there's not a tree for miles. There'll be one tree. You get up to it, and there's a giraffe under it, and you don't even see the giraffe. Yeah, it's amazing. Nature's camouflage. 3-0. And Belt thought that might be a strike. He hesitated, but it was well off the plate, and that's the first walk from Shields.
4 wide ones, and just right there you saw James Shields kind of drawing a line with both his hands, staying on target, kind of reminding himself, I need to go towards home plate, kind of falling off those pitches to Belt.
And here's Brandon Crawford, 3 hits last night, including his 13th home run with 2 men on. Well, we get a shortstop hitting 7th in the lineup with 58 runs batted in. That's 5 straight, missed by James Shields. Puts a good swing on this one, a hanging curveball, and that produced 3 runs as he hit the jack and right.
Yeah, that looping curveball right into the swing path of Brandon Crawford, and you see the numbers for shortstops. Runs batted in, Crawford top of the list.
Pretty good talent behind him.
Yep.
As we mentioned last night, or you said, out of UCLA, wasn't considered to be a infielder with power. Good glove, and he's shown that in the big leagues. There's a changeup. So Posey is currently 5th, tied for 4th actually with Bryce Harper in RBIs, and Crawford has the 8th best total in the entire league. Infield looking for a ground ball, and that one misses. 2-1.
Just a shade on the pull side for the infield. Solarte really off the line at third base.
Big hole in right center field, and a foul at the plate. Well, they have statistics for everything, but this one applies. Well, first of all, most times grounding into double play. The Giants do hit into twin killings along with the Braves and Brewers, but RBIs per at bat, and Posey and Crawford are both in the top 6. Posey knocks in a run every 5 at bats, and Crawford every 5.5 at bats. Money hitters. 2-2. Runner goes. The throw by Norris is not in. Yes, they do punch him out. Well, they may want to review that one. That looked from the naked eye as if he might have gotten his slide under the tag. We'll see if Bruce Bochy wants to challenge.
It definitely is a high throw. Does he get the foot in? And
yes, he's in
wow,
there.
yeah.
Boy, that, unless he didn't go off the back. Bochy's telling Pence to stay out there. This shouldn't take a lot of time. The count on Crawford when we resume play is full, and it appears he'll have a man in scoring position with 1 out. You know, when we have time to see that, you know, Fresno used to be the AAA farm club of the
yes.
Giants. The fans are reacting, the Giant fans, so they replay on the big screen. And now Houston has adopted Fresno as their AAA farm club. They've changed the nickname. They used to be the Fresno Grizzlies.
Right.
Now, what would you think Houston would want to nickname them? How about the Houston Tacos?
You're kidding me.
I wish I were. Tacos? Huh? What's next?
The Fresno, they're called the Fresno Tacos?
Yeah, what's next? The Hartford Hamburgers?
Now that's original. And Tuesdays are going to be a big day.
That's big, yeah. Maybe they'll video our games up there on Taco Tuesdays.
Bring some Cholula hot sauce with you?
For Fresno.
Well, this one's taking a while. This is an interesting call.
Yeah, I thought this would be immediate.
Greg Gibson is the crew chief on the left. The calling umpire, Clint Fagan, on the right as we take a look. Looks like foot's on the bag there, and then Clint Barmes brings down the tag.
Watch when the bag moves from contact. There.
Yeah, and he still hasn't tagged him. He tags him there finally.
Yeah, they may be on a lunch break back in New York. Or tea time. It's 10 after 4. And he is safe. You know, we could, for half the price,
have us decide.
Yes, we'll do that for you. And with all
I'm all in.
A great production crew and direction, and don't miss a beat. So stolen base for Belt. And now 3-2 to Crawford. And a ground ball left side. Got to play at third, but Barmes doesn't go that way and throws him out. Oh, that was dangerous. Belt running to third, and the ball was hit in front of him.
Let's see, does he beat the baseball? The ball is struck, and the ball's in front of him. So, generally speaking, a lot of players would go to third base. But Clint Barmes, knowing how many outs there were, now the Giants got to bank on a 2-out hit. He's making sure he gets the short out there. He wants to put the pressure on the Giants to get that 2-out hit.
And first base open, pitcher next, Matt Cain. We'll see if they really work to Gregor Blanco, who's had some success against Shields, and he's having a good year, right at 300. Homered in the first game of the series.
Yeah, you make a bad throw to third base, then it's first and third, one out, and then it creates the potential of a big inning.
So Shields apparently going to pitch to him with Matt Cain on deck. There again, Shields 5 for 11 and 4 runs batted in. Low and inside.
So be careful with that breaking ball. That one misses down and in, but if you miss with the breaking ball over the heart of the plate, you can speed up his bat and get hurt. Well, air guitar from Gregor Blanco on way back Wednesday.
Two and one. We're talking about names and name changes. How about Blanco and his brothers? Gregor, his name. His brothers are Gregory and Greg's men. So you yell out Greg, all 3 boys are at the dinner table. You save a lot of words that way. Ground ball chopped to short. Barmas right there to throw across for the final out of the inning. Middle of the second at Petco. No score.
It's especially to Dale. He's working hard out there, and I don't think there's a place in this game for that. But it's part of it. Guys admire what they do, and when you get one, sometimes guys watch it. So, but that's between him and his teammates and the Giants. It's really not our business.
Well, there's the comments from Sean Kelly, was on the mound last night and became embroiled in a little verbal attack with the grand slam home run hitting Hector Sanchez, who celebrated by the slow trot and the flip of the bat into the face of Dale Thayer, who fired the gum at Sanchez.
Don't you just love this game?
Yeah. What's next? Throw a marshmallow at a guy? Jed Jerko batting cleanup. Then it'll be Alonso and Barmas. Something heavier than a wad of gum might be tossed before this series is over.
That's a good Emilio Estevez from the Breakfast Club. Jed Jerko. Yeah.
That's Hollywood.
I heard a ruckus.
2-1 to Jerko. This is your time, huh? The 80s?
Oh, I'm
You're all over it.
I'll be honest with you, Dick. I'm in a time warp. I am so stuck in the 80s.
Popped up back of the plate, out of play. I think I missed the entire 80s.
Really?
I don't know what happened.
The decade of excess? The 80s?
Yeah, well, I think it was a transition time for me. I'd gone from local television in Los Angeles to the networks, and I guess I was all wrapped up in my my career. Maybe that's why.
I love the 80s.
Well, you're going to have to school me on that. You know,
Well, I graduated from high school in '81.
Well, there you go.
And then, signed out of high school, played throughout the 80s.
That ball is drilled to left field, and when it comes down, the Padres are in front. Punch 'em all. Jed Jerko, his 5th of the year. A rifle shot to the left field facing of the second deck. 1-0 San Diego.
Talk about a ruckus. Jed Jerko was all over that one. Let's check out the pitch from Matt Cain. On the left, it looks like a little cutter, a little slider that he gets extended on. And then on the right, slow it down. Nice level path of the bat and great extension. Generating some serious power from those legs and sending it on its way.
Yeah, that's as sweet as the music of the 80s, that sound. Alonso lines it to left field, slicing toward Blanco, and he makes the catch. One away, but Jerko's leadoff homer gets the Padres in front, and they do well when they lead early. 30-15 when they take the early lead, and off the bat, 98+ miles an hour on the contact. He gave away 20,000 of those nice knock-around sunglasses to the fans today. Looks like some of the Padres might have gotten a hold of them. Eh? Yeah, that's a pair there. Yeah, they're in two. Pretty good giveaway, huh?
Very nice.
Clint Barmas. 0-2 the count. He's 1 for 18 against Cain in his career. And down he goes. First strikeout for the right-hander. Brings up Derek Norris.
Hey, Mr. Hustle, Derek Norris. Mr. Hart.
Hart and Hustle, yeah.
Oh,
Indiana Jones, huh?
Yeah. That's a good one for him. Indiana Jones, tough guy.
Yeah.
Don't mess with him.
Take that bullwhip down in those caves and get those snakes, huh?
Snakes, I hate snakes.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that one part. Right?
Asp, very bad.
Asp. Broken bat, slight hooking a foul into the crowd. 394 is the measurement on the home run by Jerko. Phantom cam hard at work today on this beautiful afternoon. Let's see if they got that slow motion shot of the broken bat.
Oh, this could be fun.
Boink. Kindlin. Must be one of those maple bats. They break easier than the ash. How about that? In 1 minute's time in our reportage, we got Asp and Ash into this telecast.
Yeah.
I bet there's not another announcing team in baseball that could do that.
Try to find one if you can.
Foul back. This is 3,000 frames per second that Phantom can. Whoops. What's this hanging off my hands here?
Yeah.
That's the definition of getting sawed off. Ground ball right side and into right field for a base hit. Boy, that might be just what the doctor ordered for Derek Norris, who has struggled since the start of June, hitting around 150.
The thing I like about that swing from Derek Norris that he's short and quick to the baseball. It's down. Watch him hit on top of it. Hit it down and just shorten up the swing. The backside just finishes up nicely. Not an over swing. Little game of pepper to the right side.
So a 2-out single for Norris. That brings up Melvin Upton hitting 8th. Slowly raising his batting average. Upton now up to 211. A couple of home runs. Only 71 at bats.
I'd see a little 2-out thunder here. Get this crowd going. Another good crowd maybe on hand today on this afternoon game.
You know, when you say how you doing, yeah, that fan probably saying, I'm doing really great. Yeah. I got myself a souvenir, right?
And front row. Yeah. Those are great seats.
Yeah.
How about a great likeness of Eddie Murphy in Coming to America for Melvin Upton Jr. Indy face.
A ball and a strike. There goes the runner. High. The throw by Posey is high. And Norris is safe. Surprise element. Derek Norris with 2 outs getting himself in scoring position.
And the benefit of a high pitch, so Posey's got to go up and get it and kind of rush that throw. By rushing it, it's up, panic, comes down, he whiffs on the tag, and stay on the bag, stay on the bag.
Hug it, hug it. Well done. 3rd steal of the year for Norris.
Derek Norris like a lawn dart going into that bag.
And inside Upton now with first base open and Shields up next, but we know Shields likes to swing the bat.
Oh, James Shields right now is saying, please draw a walk or get a base hit. He wants to go up there, try to help his own cause.
It's a picture postcard afternoon in our beautiful city.
Matt Cain might flip a little slider up here. Down and away. Yep.
And it goes full. Justin Upton for the 3rd consecutive game not in the lineup. They're hoping, fingers crossed, he'll be able to play in the Marlins series, which opens tomorrow night, 1st of 4. And he goes down swinging. A couple of strikeouts for Cain, but the Padres take the lead as second baseman Jed Jerko lines a laser, 394 left field, and the Padres are in front 1-0.
And James Shields, during the All-Star game, was named to the Franchise 4. Major League Baseball released the top 4 players for each franchise as voted on by the fans, and he was named to Tampa Bay. I asked him about it. He said he wasn't too surprised. It's a young franchise, and he was just happy to get the award. He got a nice embroidered or engraved coin that will go sit with all of his other awards in his office, but he kind of joked with me. He said, "Hey, I got the same award as Babe Ruth. We're like one and the same."
Let's see, I'm guessing Longoria and Zobrist were 2 of the others with Tampa Bay. Line drive by Kane, foul, and a good piece of that one.
Hey, Matt Cain is into the deal meal. Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
Gary. What's that? Love Richard Simmons. Big fan. Always positive. Helping people's lives to get better.
Richard Simmons. Wasn't he a fullback with the Giants? Maybe not. Pops him up. Middle of the diamond.
It's a home run in a phone booth.
Jerko comes in for it. 1 out here in the 3rd. The Padres in front 1-0 on Jerko's home run. Top of the order, Angel Pagan. Next.
I think part of the technique for way back Wednesday on the big screen is kind of sticking it to the Giants, kind of trying to get under their skin a little bit.
Okay.
You think?
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, now they're going back to the regular photos up on the big screen for Angel Pagan.
I'm going to check that whole thing with the Fresno. Your fans are worried about up there in the San Joaquin Valley about Fresno being the Tacos. It was only a change of name for one day.
Ah.
They're going to be the Grizzlies, and that'll make all the Bears out there happy. Somehow I don't associate Grizzlies with Fresno either.
You got me on that one.
Yeah. Unless they moved to Yosemite. (2-0) to Pagan, who struck out the first time. Big boxing fan, Pagan. Looks like a boxer. He uses boxing to get in shape for baseball in the offseason.
That's a great way to get in shape.
Boy, is it ever. If you don't believe us, fans, put on a pair of heavy gloves and pretend you're in a boxing ring and keep your hands up because you got to protect yourself, and just dance around for 3 minutes with your hands up, and then do that 10 times.
Yeah.
Three and one.
You know, James has got good two-seam movement, good run on that arm side and that fastball, but just missing off the plate. Not enough to entice the hitters to react, because if they do, that's off the end of the bat. Maybe a weak ground ball to the left side of the infield. See all those pitches away with the exception of one.
Not hit that well. Kemp coasts in to make the catch. 2 out here in the 3rd. And here's Joe Panik, who has the only Giants hit so far. He ripped a double into the right field corner in the 1st. He was such a good baseball player in high school that he didn't have to wait till the 9th grade to play. He made the varsity in the 8th grade. Well, there's Giants, San Diego, Giants. Huh? Takes 2 to beat one of us. At the knees for a strike. He just seems to have that same cool, calm demeanor of Buster Posey. Not excitable, just gets the job done, and very well. Same place. Well, happy birthday to the Giants, Ryan Vogelsong. He's 38 today. Worked out of the bullpen on Monday night. Chopped by the mound. That makes it a tough play. Jerko, not in time, throws it away, but it hits the barrier. No advance for Panik. That just was very. Once Shields could not get to the ball, that had infield hit written on it. So 2 for 2 for Panik.
And a tough pick. Even if he picks that, he's going to be safe. And luckily for the Padres, they get the benefit of that ball, like you mentioned, Dick. Hitting the padding, hitting the wall, staying in play. Keeping him at first base with 2 outs. The Padres go the short way, the middle of the diamond, to get out of this inning.
When they instituted that protective screen over the dugouts in Major League Baseball, it took away a lot of those 1-and-1s where that ball would trickle. Not that one, but many would go into the dugout. And the runner would be awarded second base. Here's Duffy. He struck out the first time. Panik does not try to steal very often. That's a strike.
And that is paint from James Shields. Very nice pitch for strike 1.
Panik has attempted 5 stolen base attempts and successful 3 times. So with the way back Wednesday celebrated, this is the 3rd of 5 at Petco Park during the season. The brown and the orange that man Tony Gwynn wore so elegantly that even when all the scoreboards are all in that color scheme today. Nice touch.
Love it.
There's that quick move, and they almost got Panik. Look at it again.
Quick with the feet. Throwing a dart over there, and Panik diving toward. Well, that was close. That was very close.
Had the throw been a little lower, he'd have been a goner.
Always diving towards the outfield part of the bag on that pickoff. It's a longer tag for the first baseman.
That sails into the upper deck. We'll be careful up there. Fans diving for a baseball, and right near the barrier they do have an added glass shield above the concrete to deny somebody slipping and going over into the second deck. Ball, 2 strikes to Duffy. Panik at first with 2 outs here in the 3rd. A skier as a kid, and a pretty good one, until the teenage years when he decided that that might affect his baseball life, possible injury. But he did ski actively through freshman year in high school.
Yeah, you catch an edge, you blow out a knee or a fall on a shoulder.
Foul tip, strike 3, as Derek Norris squeezes that one, and James Shields walks off the mound with his 4th strikeout, and the Padres lead 1-0. Peterson drilling a single to right field. And that sends Rollins home with a run as the Dodgers go on to a 3-1 victory against the Atlanta Braves, salvaging the third game of that series in Georgia. They lead the Giants by 2.5 at the start. Padres 8.5 back, and Colorado 11.5. Bottom of the third, James Shields to start it for the Padres. And then top of the order, Almonte and Solarte.
It's always nice to see youngsters here at the ballpark.
Oh, we got a bunch up there in the left field corner, upper deck, don't we?
We got the knockaround sunglasses. They are too cool for school.
First week of the season, James Shields off Vogelsong bluffs the bunt and pulls the bat back and singles to right field. James leads the Padre pitching corps with 7 hits.
This guy could swing it. We've seen that swing. It's a great looking swing.
And he goes down swinging. Third strikeout for Matt Cain. Abraham Almonte returning to the big leagues after hitting .275 at El Paso this year. 4 home runs. He stole 11 bases, gives the Padres some added speed. He's 26 from the Dominican. Came to the Padres in the trade with Seattle for Chris DeNorfia last year. Ground ball right side. Panic has it go off his glove, and Almonte with a base hit. Nice effort by Panic. He had it for a moment, just out of the webbing of the glove, and a base knock for Almonte.
Yeah, Almonte can get down the line quickly. He saw that Joe Panic was going to his left. He knows the range of Joe Panic. He got some leather on it, so you got to go full bore, and that's exactly what Honest Abe does there for the infield single. I mean, honestly, he can pick him up.
Truthfully?
Truthfully.
Or honestly?
He can run. Panic knows that, and when you see daylight there, you know that was going to be all good for Abraham Almonte.
Well, that's nice. Come back to the bigs and get yourself a base hit. And here's Jan Solarte. Almonte and Solarte sounds like a Latin law firm. I like the, especially in Spanish, the vowel at the end of the name. And it's got a musical.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I love the Spanish language. If I could snap my fingers and be fluent in Spanish, oh, I would love that.
That reminds me of an incident today with Eduardo Ortega, who's the prime announcer for the Spanish broadcast team, and there they are with
there's the Cuidado kid.
Carlos Hernandez, his color man, former Padre catcher.
Carlos.
And Eduardo asked if he could interview me for their pregame show about going to Cooperstown this weekend. And here I am, and I just feel so ignorant. He's working in English, the answers, then going to his audience and speaking in Spanish, and I'm barely getting out a subject and a predicate.
He's doing double time.
He's a terrific announcer, and what a wonderful man.
Yes, he is.
But he did the All-Star game. I think he said that was his 16th or 17th. He's done over 20 World Series. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday.
He most certainly will, and he will be calling the All-Star game next year here in San Diego. Eduardo Ortega, the Cuidado kid.
1-0 Padres here, bottom of the third. Almonte at first base with the infield hit. Fly ball hit well to right field. That chases Pence back to the warning path. He makes the catch. Almonte has to jog back to first base. Hit hard by Solarte. 2 away.
Yeah, it looks like kind of out in front of it just a little bit, and it didn't have that sweet spot sound, maybe down towards the end of the bat, but still gave it a good ride.
That'll send Matt Kemp to the plate.
Two-seamer. He has to go down and get it, and yeah, just working underneath it. And any time a hitter kind of has to reach like that, kind of just feels for the baseball rather than kind of attacking the ball. But still, gave it a good ride.
Kemp flied out his first time. Almonte can steal a base here with 2 outs. That's a possibility. A slow curve is in there. At El Paso, 11 steals for Almonte.
Back.
Posey with that snap throw. Keeping the base runners honest.
See, part of the duty of being a starting pitcher, especially when I was in the minor leagues, is when you're on the bench, you got to help out your base runners. You got to help out the coaches. So let's say you're in the first base dugout, it's your responsibility to yell back. The more voices you hear from the dugout as a runner could be helpful.
So instinctively you say back.
Exactly, and that's one of the things you just do and learn to try to help out your teammates.
Rip, but foul. Oh, he got the barrel end on that one, but out in front. And with Almonte's speed and 2 outs, if that one gets down in the corner fair, Padres have another run. Got a clock on the All-Star game. Second by second. 356 days and 3 hours and
that's very cool.
50 minutes, 51 seconds.
And that's probably for first pitch, right? I'm saying they got that pretty much
right
down to first pitch. Yeah.
Top foul. Well, tomorrow night, the Marlins come swimming into San Diego. It'll be Tyson Ross for the Padres against Tom Kohler. Then Cashner and Heron are matched up on Friday night. Saturday, it'll be Kennedy and David Phelps and Despagne and Matt Latos scheduled to pitch Sunday. He twirled a beauty last night, a 3-0 shutout against Arizona. 1-2. There goes the runner, and a drive to left field is hooking into the corner. Blanco can't get it. Oh, what tough luck. It bounces into the crowd for a ground rule double. Almonte would have scored easily had the ball stayed in play. He was running all the way with 2 outs. Kemp with a double. Well, second and third as they wave Almonte back to the third base.
Well, a hanging pitch, and Matt Kemp taking advantage of it. Now, here's an interesting thing as we slow it down. Gets on top of it nicely. Good looking swing. And here's the thing. I think this is a rule that should be changed. I think this should be an umpire judgment call to where they can go back and look at to where taking into consideration the runner was going, correct?
Right.
Where the ball is hit, where the ball, when it was hit, where the runner was. I mean, there's no doubt he could have crawled home on that one. But the rule book says ground rule double. Each runner's allowed 2 bases.
Now you know why the rule book has that. They just want to take another judgment call away from the umpires. They got enough to do, and then it's just clear. It bounces into the
well, if
stands.
they could put a man on the moon, they could change that rule.
Okay, Dad. Jerko with the home run for the Padres score.
Big at bat right here.
Second and third, a base hit equals 2. A double and a home run is 2 hits in the series, 2 for 8. He chases in the dirt. Almonte just skipping down the line, taking a big lead.
Yeah, that secondary lead is so important. We mention that all the time. Almonte's got speed, A, and secondly, as soon as he sees daylight, if there's a ball in the dirt, hey, take it. If there's plenty of room for him to do just so. Got to be on your toes. Good secondary lead.
1-2 to Jerko. Padres with an opportunity to add to the 1-0 lead with runners at second and third, 2 out. Murphy's men trying to take the rubber game way outside of this 3-game series and continue their success since the All-Star break. 3-1 since the midseason hiatus. And he gets him, pitch away, and Jerko waves and misses. The Padres lead runners at second and third. It's still 1-0. Profile, and it features Buster Posey. No surprise here, the All-Star catcher having a wonderful summer since June 24th, leading all major league hitters with 23 runs batted in. On the season, a total of 64 to lead San Francisco. 14 homers also tops on the club. Fly to right field his first time, and he rips that one through the hole in left field. Such a nice swing. That's the third hit for the Giants. Leadoff man on for Hunter Pence.
Very rarely will you throw a ball that catches a lot of the plate, and Posey will hit it sharply somewhere. I mean, if you're going to look at the big picture here and the swing, kept him in the ball yard, and one is he's on first base, so we keep the double play in order.
A round ball against a round bat squarely. Pence struck out, chased a ball in the dirt the first time. No luck against Shields at all. You know, there's method in the madness to wearing the pant legs that high. He gets a strike because then it looks as if the strike zone is higher, and he might get a call now and then. Mark, this is Mark Swinney with Mark Grant.
Hey.
In case you don't know, just call him Mark.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
The bald Marks.
Glad to have you in the booth, Marco.
Thank you.
How about day
My
baseball?
pleasure. I love day baseball.
I do too.
Good atmosphere around the ballpark.
Got to keep the Giant fans quiet and wake up the Padre fans.
Growing up in Michigan, of course, the Briggs Stadium, then Tiger Stadium was the scene, and no lights. Before the lights, the day games were played at 3 o'clock during the week. So the businessmen could leave work early and make a ball game. So day action was how I was weaned.
Of course, you did too. Wrigley Field.
No lights till 1988. You're right. I remember games going so long, extra inning games, they'd have to suspend the game till the next day. Did you like playing during night games, Mark, or day games?
Day games, obviously. Being a bench player, honestly, you like day games. That's when they take time off. You get your opportunities.
Didn't bother your nap at all?
No, well, I took a nap after the game.
Another weak wave by Pence. He's had a couple of bad-looking at-bats, but that doesn't mean he won't counter with something later on. But 5 strikeouts for Shields.
Well, typically when you don't have good numbers against somebody, you're not picking up that release point, and you can see by this pitch, the changeup that is thrown and good arm speed out of the strike zone. It looks like a strike for so long because you don't pick it out of that release point.
Second bad hack on the strikeout this afternoon for Pence.
5 strikeouts now for Shields in the game. Brandon Belt walked and stole a base his last time. Ball 1. He's hit safely in 9 out of the last 10 games, Belt. 324 pace. He's a 300 hitter against right-handed pitching on the year.
Backdoor slider.
Nice breeze on this Wednesday afternoon. Going left to right, as per usual. And the National League pennants waving proudly.
A lot of missing away from James Shields. He just patted himself on the backside, and with the arms straight line towards home plate, falling off a little bit towards the first base side. The arm will drag, and the release point doesn't get out in front far enough, therefore up and away or down and away off the plate.
See if there's any action. Posey there at first base. No. And ball 4. Another changeup. Second walk from Shields. Belt both times. And that brings up Brandon Crawford. How about our Geico this day in Padres history? 1970, Tom Seaver for the Mets gets relieved in the bottom of the 9th, giving up a game-tying home run to Nate Colbert. Nolan Ryan comes in relief in the bottom of the 10th. Ryan gets wild. He hits the leadoff hitter and walks the next batter, and Colbert hits a walk-off double, giving the Padres the win. And Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan takes the loss. That was in his early days with the Mets. The Padres won it 5-4. That was in 1970, the second year of the San Diego Major League Padres. Crawford takes ball 1. Grounded to short his first time. The Padres would take another of those here.
Well, you know, we've seen James Shields with the body language on the mound, kind of reminding himself to stay towards home plate, stay on line, but still hasn't really made the adjustment, still missing away. There's a good one.
Another changeup.
I'm sure Mark Sweeney, as a hitter, it just takes that one swing, even if you swing and miss or if you swing and follow it off. Something clicks, maybe you say, oh, that felt right.
Yeah, and that's the reason why he's slapping his leg, because just like pitchers do, hitters will get out of the batter's box. Just a gentle reminder, keep it simple, and it's that feel that they've really created yourself.
Ooh, we got a call there, I think.
Good fastball on the outside edge, little of the paint. Yeah, he did get a call. But here in the 4th inning, already 70 pitches. Of course, the 5 strikeouts boosts the count. First and second. And the slider fouled off. Crawford last night in the same inning, the fourth, with men at first and second, hit that 3-run homer 390 feet to right. Just amazing how he has just improved in power, and now with 13 home runs, he might hit 25 homers this year.
Yeah, I think Bruce Bochy would really like to keep pushing him upwards in the lineup, and at times he falls into that bad streaks, and you're not seeing that as much this year by Brandon Crawford.
13 homers and 4 triples. I mean, 58 runs batted in for a shortstop. What a blessing to the lineup.
Mark, a lot of discussions here with Derek Norris and James Shields. Anything about that?
Looks like signs maybe. A lot of shaking off when Derek Norris was back with the runner on second base.
Especially when that runner's a catcher.
Just want to be on the same page. You get crossed up, it's a second, third situation.
Posey looking in at those signs. Belt at first base, 1 out. And another tough play by the mound, and Jerko hurries his throw in time as the runners move up. Posey to third, and Belt to second, and that'll bring up Gregor Blanco.
I'm going to show you both starters today. On the left, James Shields, a long stride as opposed to Matt Cain up on top. Look at the head of James Shields looking over at us. And then Matt Cain has, just for an instant, head comes up a little bit, and then he's on target. I've seen pictures of Matt Cain when his eyes are up. Mike, have you ever seen those photos?
Yes.
When he's just about to go towards home plate and rotate, his eyes come up and off the target. James Shields more off the target with his head.
First base open, so they're not going to mess with Blanco. They'll take their chances with Cain, and the bases loaded, 2 outs.
You know, guys, coming into the game with Matt Cain, this was a young man that burst onto the scene for San Francisco Giants with a lot of talent, and being in that same uniform as him at that time, he felt like he could throw a no-hitter every time. The stuff's not there now. It's not the same stuff. Back then, you saw the velocity on the fastball. You probably didn't see the great secondary stuff, but this was a guy that really trusted his fastball, and now he's trying to invent himself a little bit more. Doesn't have that plus fastball to go along with it, but more of a changeup guy off of that fastball.
Yeah, the evolution of the Giants' rotation to have a Cain and Lincecum, and then they add a Madison Bumgarner. That's pretty good big three when they're all healthy, and Cain with a chance to help himself, swing and a miss.
Yeah, I think you fall into that category of thinking that everything's going to be so great. And yes, you go through the times with 2-time Cy Young Award winner and Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, and you get Madison Bumgarner. He has that success postseason. And then they go through a rash of injuries. It's not going to always be perfect when it comes to the pitching rotation.
Giants at every base, Posey, Belt, and Blanco. Posey with a base hit, the other 2 men aboard on walks. And another visit between pitcher and catcher.
Well, that guy right there, Madison Bumgarner, he's not just a horse. He's a Clydesdale.
You see, he was the first guy out of the dugout last night when they had that little baseball squabble.
Yeah, I like that too. The emotion of the game. You could see he has a calmness on the mound that you always admire. But to me, he took a different level up last October.
A 1-2 now to Cain. And it's just outside.
That's a good slider by James Shields off the plate.
Two balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. The Padres protecting a 1-0 lead here in the 4th. Got him swinging. And that'll do it as Shields leaves the bases loaded. And we move to the bottom of the 4th here at Petco. The Padres up 1-0. Brought to you by Saquon Casino, only 25 miles from Petco Park. And by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today and see how much you could save. And a Chamber of Commerce Wednesday afternoon baseball at Petco Park. The bottom of the fourth inning. The Padres in front, 1-0. Jed Jerko's 5th home run of the season. With Mark Grant, Mark Sweeney, Chris Button, Dick Enberg. Thank you for joining us for midday baseball.
This is nice.
Love it. Win the series.
You got your ace on the mound.
Marlins come in for 4, and a chance to make a pretty good splash on a homestand.
And of course, win or lose today might impact the Padres' position at the trading deadline, buy or sell.
Yeah,
I think it's going to, and this is just my opinion, I think it's going to be a little bit of both.
I do too. I think that because it's a case where this ownership group has really put their stake into it, saying we are going to be winners and look for controllable players moving forward. As we see Justin Upton, hearing his name all around the trade rumors.
Yonder Alonso leading off here in the 4th, takes a strike on a breaking ball, 1-1. Barmes and Norris to follow. Alonso lined out to left field his first at bat. Up the middle, Karam's off Kane. That'll be a base hit. Off his leg and ricochets toward the third baseline for an infield knock. Phantom cam.
Yeah, just working the middle of the field by Yonder Alonso, and that's a good thing. Just trying to eliminate that overswing for Yonder Alonso, and to the benefit of ricocheting off the pitcher, Matt Cain.
So how would you grade, you two gentlemen, that uniform, the Padres uniform worn today and the way back Wednesday, to the current home uniforms, the whites with the blue piping? Would you, if you said you got to wear one or the other, which one would you pick?
Well, I'm a little biased. I like the ones they're wearing today. I was fortunate enough to wear that uniform and become familiar with it. And I'm a big fan of the brown. Mark?
Yeah, I think that comes into play, obviously, if you play in that uniform. Obviously, having success in that uniform, too.
Barmes, a little soft pop fly that'll make it back into the crowd, lower tier.
Yeah, I like these uniforms. I like the old school approach. I can't say I love brown, and I know a lot of people are going to say, why not? But I don't know. I look at the wardrobe that I wear, not that that's a good judge, and I don't have a lot of brown.
Dick, what do you think?
Do you have a lot of brown in your wardrobe?
I have less brown than the others. Less brown, no pun intended for big band. Panic takes care of Barmes' pop fly. I tell you, my favorite color, you know, by the pocket squares I wear, is red. I love red. Brings out the bull in me, you know what I mean? And that's not bad in terms of an athletic team to have some bulls in there. And I would like to see the old PCL Padre uniform that had some black and red piping. I think that was a handsome uniform.
I agree. I like that uniform too, especially with our military presence in San Diego here.
But it's all a matter of taste. It's what's inside that uniform that matters as we move forward.
I agree.
Hey, if the Padres win the pennant, they could wear chartreuse and fuchsia, and I wouldn't mind.
Absolutely.
Fuchsia.
You don't like fuchsia. Went out, and Alonso at first for Derek Norris, who singled through the right side and stole a bag his first time. There goes the runner. Posey's throw is there in time. I wonder if that was a hit and run, because Alonso certainly didn't have a big break.
Leg lifted, off, taken. Well, if it was a hit and run, you got to be swinging. Yeah. And I know Derek Norris knows the signs, and he knows hit and run's on. He's going to be swinging even if it's up over the screen.
So 2 away as Alonso erased easily on the throw by Posey.
And I refuse to think that Derek Norris missed a sign. It's just not going to happen.
Well, if you're thinking about offensively putting on a play, you have a lead. Yonder Alonso really doesn't have great speed, but decent speed. But When a guy's struggling offensively and he hit the ball the other way the last at bat, not a bad choice to go with the hit and run there.
Kind of forces him to try to go the opposite way. There's a fan that knows how to keep score. Oh, unfortunately not a Padre fan, but he'll become one. It's part of the fun of the game. Fly ball, shallow right. Pence and Panic, who wants it? And unable to make the play. Hunter Pence. That had danger written on it off the crack of the bat as both Panic and Pence were going to get near the ball. Finally, Panic peeled off, but Pence couldn't make the catch.
Dick, right behind second base is a very difficult place on day games, especially with the sun. And you saw Hunter Pence actually take a look at Joe Panic. That's not a good sign when the outfielder's making flash looks at the middle infielder. You have to be aggressive with this, and it didn't look like it came out of the sun by Hunter Pence.
They charged Pence with an error, Mark.
And doesn't have those flip downs down, which is really interesting.
Melvin Upton with a big cut. Well, that makes the play on Alonso trying to steal all the more important. So let's see how he puts E9 in his book here. There we go. That's how he got to first base. That must be an architect keeping score. All that good printing. 2 strikes on Upton, who struck out the first time.
You know, Dick, you make a good point. How many people go to a football game and keep score? How many people go to an NBA game and keep score? Not going to happen. Baseball game? Oh, yeah.
I always brought my scorebook. Because I want to know, go back, how'd this guy do before? I'm not listening on the radio or watching anything else. And, you know, your scoreboard does kind of fill in a lot of the gaps from the olden days. But
I got to be honest, guys. The first time I scored was when I came in the booth.
Really? Are you serious?
First time. I liked watching. I like watching the different players, and not that you don't watch when you score, but my concentration was in between pitches, what guys were doing, where were they moving. That was my interest.
1-2. And that misses. 2-2.
Plus, I have bad penmanship. That's the reason why I don't have a scorecard in front of me.
That's right. That is kind of empty there.
I just peek it over your shoulder.
Okay.
As a pitcher in the minor leagues, if you're going to pitch the next night, we used to sit in the stands behind home plate and chart the games and keep score.
And eat. Right?
Absolutely.
And count the crowd attendance.
Snacks and scoring.
Swing and a miss, and Upton goes down for the second time. That is the 5th strikeout from Matt Cain. The Padres come up empty again.
Good arm swing, swing and a miss. Another changeup, swing and a miss. But more importantly than that, where is the location of these pitches? Down. James Shields making a conscious effort when he's ahead. He's got the Giants on the defensive. keeping that ball down, because we know, guys, James Shields has hung a couple changeups this year. He's gotten hit out of the ballpark a few times. So he's making a great effort today of keeping that pitch down. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts in 4 frames.
Yeah, and offensively, Mark, the changeup is very difficult, especially when you have that release point going and the arm speed. Very difficult for the offensive guy to make adjustments on that pitch.
James Shields taking his warm-up pitches, and let's see how he goes about. Well, first of all, he needs a catcher. Hey, now, hey.
For the Giants here in the 5th inning, excuse me, it's the top of the order. Pagan, Panic, and Duffy.
Did you ever catch pitchers in between innings?
I did, and it wasn't comfortable because obviously I don't have a left-handed catcher's mitt, so I would try right-handed. And I actually could catch, but I just didn't feel comfortable.
Big wave and a miss.
It's not a good thing when the guy's throwing that hard and you're left-handed and you're trying to catch right-handed. But listen, I was a pinch hitter and I didn't have any gloves.
I would think a lot of position players would like to go out there in between innings just to get a different look of looking out at the field after looking in at the pitcher's mound and home plate from those positions. Now you're seeing everything in front of you. It's a nice little vantage point.
2-1 now to Pagan, who has struck out and flied to right. The 3 hits for the Giants, a double and an infield hit for Panic, and Buster Posey a line single. 6 strikeouts for Shields to boost his season total to 143, as we mentioned earlier, 3rd best in the league. That'll make it into the lower deck on the 3rd base side. So the Padres have squandered some chances to add to that 1-0 lead. And this is so typical. Last night's game atypical between the Giants and Padres, a 9-3 game. So many of them are low scoring and 1- and 2-run games. Here we are, 1-0. And full count, Pagan.
Well, a lot of missing away arm side today for James Shields. Max effort guy, Mark Sweeney.
Yes, and I love it.
Kevin Brown.
Yes.
Kevin Brown was max effort guy,
yes.
wasn't he? Who you played with back in 1998.
Ground ball up the middle. Varmus able to cover behind the bag and throw him out. An off-balance throw in time. Nicely done by the veteran Varmus.
Hey, fans, tweet your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag. That's hashtag SDDataStrongFan. You just might see yourself on an upcoming broadcast. And it's brought to you by our good friends at T-Mobile.
You know, guys, you look at Dave Roberts, and we've had a lot of shots with him, the bench coach of the San Diego Padres, always right next to the manager, Murphy, because he wants to have communication all the time. As a bench coach, you have to have the pulse of your manager. You think about Dave Roberts, he spent so much time with Bud Black trying to get him. Now it's those little things that Pat Murphy is going to discuss, and it's very important as a bench coach to have the pulse of your manager.
In every possible situation, every possible little nugget that you can bring up and talk about. Right, Mark?
Yes, it's important, handling the bench, getting guys ready. What are your thoughts? Always having communication. And that takes time, and obviously Pat Murphy's been put in this situation, but as a bench coach, you need to be intertwined on all your thoughts.
2-strike pitch to Panic, who's 2 for 2, and bounces that one right to Shields. He'll take 10 of those with Panic up there. An easy out, and there's 2 gone in the 5th, and here we go. Cholula, flamethrower.
And with James Shields out on the mound, 93.
93?
What is that, Mark?
That's hot sauce. That's really getting behind it, feeling comfortable. It's caliente. You know where I can get a fish taco, Dick?
Fish taco, I'm sure. You could go, I think out there in left field, they've got a fish taco stand.
You know, Jesse Agler told me it's up on that Western Metal Supply Company building.
Keep going.
2 outs to Matt Duffy, who has struck out both times against Shields. Now here's a kid, Duffy, in spring training, Mark Sweeney, that just looked like another infielder. They can hit a line drive for you now. And that reminds me a little of DJ LeMahieu, who's having a good year.
Good point.
Did you see his kind of talent early on?
Well, you looked at him and recognized as a bench player, and you go back to Joe Panik last year, talking the bench coach of the Giants, Ron Wotus, and said, we really like Joe Panik. We like these type of players, but we don't know what we're getting. Obviously, drafting and developing and trusting their players. They've done a really nice job preparing them for this big league level. And Matt Duffy just falls in line with the Giants and how they really have drafted and developed.
Panik, of course, a first-round picks out of St. John's. They knew that he had enormous talent, but Duffy was there out of Cal State Long Beach, drafted in the 18th round. I mean, you do the math on that. He was about the 540th player picked.
I think there's an intangible that takes over when there's a kid out there, a youngster who's not a superstar, coming up through the minor leagues. And we've all seen it. We've all seen the kid that just tears it up in A-ball, AA, AAA, next thing you know, big leagues, right? But there's an intangible which I think Panik and Duffy have, and that's baseball instinct.
Yes.
They're not flashy, but yet they know how to play the game correctly and do the right things at the right times. And that's exactly what Bruce Bochy told me about a guy like Panik and Duffy.
And they're guys that are glued to your club, and they are always learning. They're sponges, and Bruce Bochy knows this. When you have an example and an elite player like a Buster Posey, you are watching him. You're watching how he is an example. But these guys, both Duffy and also Panik, are learning from the example, from the elite guys, and they're benefiting from their opportunity they get.
Swing and a miss, and the tag made by, well, it may be missed, Norris, so he'll get the out at first base, and that's a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the game for James Shields, capping it with his 7th strikeout. Jed Jerko, electric bolt off the facing of the second deck in left field for the only run of the game, his 5th home run of the year. As we go to the home half of the 5th, and James Shields will lead it off with Almonte and Solarte to follow. Oh, Venable's going to pinch hit for Shields. So James, with all the strikeouts, I think he was over the 90 pitch count, and certainly out of character for him to come out of a game not going more than 5 innings, but we'll see if there's more to that than the obvious. Venable then gets one sharply, but just past the bag foul. Doesn't that surprise you, Mark Grant?
You know what? I look at that. He was at 96 pitches, and, you know, a lot of variables that we don't know about. Manager's choice right there. I hate to speculate, but like I said earlier, James Shields is a max effort guy. I mean, it's kind of hot out there today.
This one's fair, bobbled for a moment, but Belt able to make the play for the first down.
And Shields is pedal to the metal every pitch, and when you do that for 96 pitches in these conditions, maybe it was the choice of Pat Murphy to say, hey, you know what, a good workout, you've got the lead, you've gone 5, let's turn it over to the pen.
So Marcus Mateo getting ready. So Shields goes 5, no runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Abraham Almonte just called up from El Paso, has flied out, and an infield hit off the glove of Panic the last time. Takes a strike. Shields with 96 pitches. Leaves with the Padres in front 1-0. Well, meanwhile, Matt Cain in his second start coming off the DL. The first was not very successful. Gave up 5 runs, but he's pitched well today. Been able to pitch out of some jams as well. Second and third in the 3rd inning.
By design, that last fastball, Buster Posey wanted up. He gave the high target. Matt Cain accommodated and couldn't get that top hand on top of it.
And guys, that's the difference. That's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that's elevated, that's a little easier for you to foul it off. When Matt Cain was at his best, that was 95, maybe 97 miles an hour, putting hitters away easily. You see the pitch range, 92, 71. That's a good disparity because of the changeup has been much better and much improved.
1-2 to Almonte. Strike 3 called. 6th for Cain in the game. 2 outs in the 5th.
Well, he still knows how to pitch and create different pitching lanes, and you can see the cutter slider on the outside edge. It comes right on the corner. And he nails the mitt of Buster Posey.
Boy, doesn't Posey just squeeze that pitch every pitch, and they say he can frame it about as well as anyone, and he didn't move his glove. He just does it with such poise and subtle movement. Just the way he catches the ball and squeezes it brings the ball closer to the corner. Solarte lifts it toward left. Blanco up a few steps. And it's an easy inning for Cain. We've completed 5. It's still a 1-0 Padre lead. Summary features Jed Jerko hitting cleanup today, driving a ball deep to left field off starter Matt Cain, and that's the only run of the contest. Number 5 for Jerko.
as Marcus Mateo comes in to pitch for the Padres. Our pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
And this is where it gets down to being nasty from the middle part of the bullpen. Okay, now it's the 6th. You like to have your starter go 6 or 7 in a perfect world. And then you have your Mowers, you have your Kimbrels. Well, now it's Mateo. It's guys like Quackenbush. It's guys like Kelly that need to come in here and get them to that part of the ball game with the lead.
Mateo, as you saw, has been up with the Padres for about a month now, and making his 10th appearance. 11 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, has given up a home run. Batters hitting only .220.
So in this game, if it goes Mauer, Benoit, Kimbrel, you know that good things are happening for the Friar.
Exactly right. This is a tough test for Mateo, the heart of the order.
Posey, Pence, and Belt. Anyone gets on Crawford, this is the tough part of the lineup. Posey, a fly out and a line drive single. Two and one. High fly to right center. Right fielder Kemp wants it, shading his eyes. One gone. Hunter Pence, he's happy that Shields is out of the game. He looked bad in both trips against Shields, striking out, chasing balls in the dirt.
And I'm sure the relievers coming into the game, they will look at that. Big Hunter Pence fans. Obviously, fans like to have some fun with Hunter Pence and those signs. But the guys in the bullpen, they look at each individual pitch. They're helped with Willie Blair down there. And Marcus Mateo knows that he had trouble with the off-speed pitch from James Shields.
Another breaking ball, a couple of sliders to start Pence. 1-1. Wild pack, 1-2. Doesn't cry at the Titanic and is not afraid of sharks.
Well, I am. Aren't you?
Absolutely.
Did you cry at Titanic?
No.
A little bit. Oh, come on.
You serious?
You didn't cry during Titanic.
No, I did not.
You have no heart.
How about you, Dick? You didn't answer
I cry at comedies. My wife is always poking me like this. What are you crying about now? Swing and a miss, and Pence has been consistent. He's swinging at butterflies today, and that's 3 times up, 3 times punched out.
Another slider, a heavy dose of sliders from Mateo. And look at the front side. Oh, my goodness, Mark. The front side opening up. This is coming at you. Backside going towards the dugout. If we put together all 3 swings and misses, bad hacks.
You know, if you didn't know who Hunter Pence was and you were out scouting him and this was the game and you saw that and you said, I don't think he's quite ready for the big time.
Scouter's nightmare.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you look at him, but the passion that he puts in the game and in the energy, obviously he is one of the prime players in the game of baseball.
He's not a manager that wouldn't want 8 of those in the lineup.
He's not going to be on the Tom Amansky video.
Brandon Belt, just like Pence has struck out all 3 times, Belt has walked both times.
And Marcos Mateo 2/3 of the way there, making some good pitches here in the 6th.
And another one, this slider in there, 1-2. Here are all 3 at bats for Pence. Wild swings. And another.
Wow.
4 straight sliders to Belt, and the count is 2-2. What was wrong with that one? Some of the back of the screen umpires thought that was a strike.
Yeah, and Sam Holbrook's not going to like Mateo walking off the mound.
Oh, Belt got into that one high and deep to right center field, and that one is long gone. Number 10, and that'll tie it up. Well, the Giants last night, 3 home runs, accounted for 8 of the 9 tallies. And they come back with a home run swing from Belt with 2 outs here in the 6th. And that takes the game away from James Shields. And we're even at 1. Brandon Crawford is grounded to short, grounded to second.
Well, let's take a look at that pitch, guys, because remember last night, Despaigne threw some breaky balls, big looping breaky balls, curveballs. This is a slider that just kind of rolls up there. Really didn't have any bite to it. And because it was a slider, kind of speeds up the bat of Brandon Belt. He catches up to it and sends it on its way.
407 feet they measure that blast. You don't think of the Giants being one of the top hitting teams in the National League, but they are indeed second to Colorado team hitting. And they lead the National League in total hits.
And a lot of 2-out runs, too, which really bodes well for the offense and their morale. You get those 2-out RBIs. It's such a difference maker with your club. It just gives you that inner confidence that you know you're going to come through.
Sean Kelly loosening. So the home run by Belt is the 5th in the 3-game series from the Giant bats. Of course, Crawford with a big one last night with 2-run shot. Well, Bruce Bochy's Giants are back even at 1.
You know, that last pitch, it didn't even look like it was that close. And pitch number 5, yeah, but the body language of Marcos Mateo.
That's not good.
He's got to be careful.
And he walks Crawford. That'll bring up Gregor Blanco.
You see the veteran shortstop Clint Barmas going in and having a discussion with Marcus Mateo. Give him a calming action. And this is what you got to love about Clint Barmas, the veteran guy. He understands the situation. Just getting him back on track and getting a breather.
Yeah, that center circle can be a very lonely place sometimes. And a visit like that, just a little pat on the back and say, hey, come on, we're with you, let's go. And he's way off the mark here since the home run by Belt. Blanco intentionally walked the last time. And that one in there, well, just missed. 2-0.
Well, not a bad pitch to run on for Brandon Crawford. I know it's a 1-1 game, but 2-0 count. Usually you're going to have that big leg kick to try to throw a strike, mechanically feeling good. See what the Giants do in this situation.
Good fastball count.
Ground ball glove by Alonso for the out at first. But with 2 outs, Brandon did belt one, and it's all tied up at 1.
with the A's of Oakland taking on the Giants of San Francisco. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific, the Braves are going to battle the NL Central leading Cardinals in a game you can only see on Fox Sports 1. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Brandon Belt with his 10th home run has tied it for the Giants here in the top of the 6th. Padres trying to come back now with Matt Kemp, Jed Jerko, and Yonder Alonso against Matt Cain. 80 pitches for the 30-year-old veteran. Doubled last time, Kemp, and was a bit unlucky not to knock in a run. He had Almonte with 2 outs running all the way, and his drive into the left field corner bounced up into the stands for a ground rule double. Otherwise, Almonte would have scored easily. Shift is on. 1-1. Breaking ball. Brandon Maurer is warming up in the Padre bullpen. Panic over on the shortstop side of second base. 2-1.
That's a pitch there. We talked about Matt Cain making a difference and not really throwing as hard as he used to. That was an 84-mile-an-hour changeup, Mark Sweeney.
Yeah, that's the difference maker. Typically, he was proud of his fastball, and he would throw it at any time.
Way outside. 3-1. Against Cain, and they've had many meetings. Dodgers against the Giants. Kemp has 4 home runs.
Oh,
going for 5th.
Hanger. Usually don't get away with too many of those. There's a hanging slider.
Especially a guy that's hot.
And he walked him. Leadoff walk. That's a good sign for the Padres. Cain has been stingy in that regard. That's the first free ticket today.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Jed Jerko, the solo home run in the second for the Padre run, and then with runners at second and third in the third, Cain struck him out. Strike 1. Big rubber game to decide this series. The Padres would like to come up with a win. 3 series in a row. Remember, they took Texas 2 out of 3 just before the break, and then 2-0 against the Rockies with a rainout.
Mark Sweeney, I've noticed the outfield playing on the deep side, huh?
Yeah, almost no doubles defense, and you could see in the outfield, and probably the reason why you got that winning run on first base.
Ball gets away, not enough for an advance. 2-1.
See Pagan coming in just a little bit, but the corners are very deep.
And the first activity, George Cantos in the Giants bullpen. As Cain about to deliver his 90th toss of the game.
Well, some of the things you think about as a base runner, Matt Kemp on first base, deep outfield. You get the signs and you peek over your shoulder watching where the outfielders are. So if that ball does get through the infield, it's an easy first to third read for Matt Kemp. It's already in your mind, something you can think of before the pitch is even thrown.
Any ground ball single should get you first and third. 2-2 to Jerko. And he takes it away. Good discipline there. That was nibbling.
Cain's been throwing a heavy dose of sliders today. Every at bat.
Principawe. Here's Bochy. Out of play. He's going inside outside to Jerko. Both sides of the plate. And tomorrow night, 6:30, Fox Sports San Diego. Game 1 of a 4-game weekend series with the Miami Marlins. Tyson Ross will try to level his record at 7-7 against Tom Kohler, who is 7-6. If you have your ticket plans, if you don't, let's join us right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Fastball away.
High fly ball to left field, pretty well hit. Back goes Blanco to the warning pad to make the catch. Didn't quite get the sweet part of the bat on that one. 1 out.
Matt King got lucky. He wanted that fastball away. Buster Posey with the pinky away, fastball away. He missed the location. And Jed tries to get up on top of this one. Got in on him just a little bit too much.
Well, with the depth of the outfield, there's an easy play for Blanco going into the gap.
Yonder Alonso is lined out and caromed one off the pitcher Kane for an infield hit the last time. Wild wave. 89 on that fastball. One and one to Alonso, who leads the Padres this year in on-base percentage. His combination of the .285 batting average and the fact that he has walked a lot, over 30. Kemp still at first with the leadoff walk. And a routine fly ball chases Blanco back a step or two. Kemp tags, but does not try to move up. And there's 2 gone. Clint Barmes struck out and popped up.
It's got to be a weird feeling, guys, for Clint Barmes to crack open the paper and see his name in the headlines going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday about that, and he shrugged it off. And consummate professional.
It's part of the deal, isn't it?
It is, and you've got to come to the park. Listen, you're going to hear those. Your friends are going to text you. Guys that have your ex-teammates are going to say, hey, listen, we heard you're going to be coming over here. But when it comes down to it's the 3 hours that you have to play the game and really put your focus in. And I think Clint Barmes is in a good spot right now, both mentally and physically. He's getting more opportunities. Big home run the other night. And he loves it here. Why wouldn't you?
So Matt Cain now 97 pitches, the most of any outing this year. This is his 4th start. And he's ahead of Barmes 0-2. 1-1 tie here in the home half of the 6th inning at Petco. Each team with a win. And now in this game to decide the series winner, a couple of solo home runs. Jerko for the Padres and Belt for the Giants, and that's been all. Toward the Padre dugout, that'll go out of play. So this has to please the Giants and Bruce Bochy to get this kind of outing from Matt King. 2 outings off the DL. Kept him in the game, a 1-1 tie. We're 2 outs in the 6th. And about to deliver his 100th pitch.
heaviest workload was early in the second inning. He's already up to 20 here. Just takes one hanger.
Yeah, this is when you make the mistakes, right around that 100 pitch range.
Popped up. Panic says, I've got it. And in foul territory makes the catch. We move on to 7th inning here at Petco. It's still even at 1.
Behind how they actually get it. He had to take several different pens and just sign his name over and over and over on index cards. Then finally, they sent him 5 copies of it, and then he would pick of those 5 best signatures, and that's the one that they came up with. It kind of interesting. They moved actually commissioner over slightly to the left to make it fit. But I just find it interesting how many times you had to sign for. One looks good, different pens, an ink pen, a ballpoint pen. But he said that was the biggest shock value for him was when he actually saw that on a baseball.
That's a good report. Thank you, Chris. It's tough to write on the ball itself. I can attest to that. I've been asked to sign more autographed baseballs here of late. And, you know, some have the art. I remember Don Drysdale. He just, and you could tell who it was Don. And I had trouble. I think I had pretty good penmanship. It's hard to write on a baseball.
It takes some practice, no doubt about it. But a very cool thing for Commissioner Manfred to have your name stamped on each ball that is in play at the major league level. Pretty cool.
Brandon Maurer. Mark Grant on the hill here in the 7th.
Yeah, hopefully keep it at 1. It's the battle of the bullpens for the Padres and the Giants.
Ejer Adrianza, the pinch hitter for the Giants. So Matt Cain's day is through. Ozzie Guillen is his godfather. Sharply hit. Barmas there with a quick field and throw. Boy, he gets that ball in and out of his glove faster than anyone.
As promised earlier in the game, remember we have selected the Data Strong fan of the game. Asked you to tweet your photo. Strongest photo goes to hashtag SD Data Strong fan, and it goes to David. David having a good time wearing the camouflage jerseys. So thank you very much, and thank you very much to T-Mobile. Remember, use the hashtag ST Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Pagan, the leadoff hitter, has worn the collar today. Struck out, flied out, grounded out.
He's a future big leaguer. He's got his ball. Looks like he's got his glove ready to go.
George Contos continues to throw in the Giant bullpen, so we're presuming he'll be in bottom of the 7th. Panic to follow Pagan. And a base hit to right field. 1-out single, Pagan. That's only the 4th hit for the Giants today. The Padres have but 5. As we mentioned, the 2 solo home runs, the only scores. Giants don't run much. Pagan has stolen 5 bases. There's the Giants box score with Panic, a single and a double. Posey with a line single, Belt with a home run. Five hits for the Giants. Pagan with the 5th. Panic with a line double in the 1st inning, and then a swinging bunt single just by the mound the 3rd inning. So Mateo, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And now Mauer.
Good changeup right there by Brandon Mauer. When you throw that 95, 96 mile-an-hour fastball and then that biting slider, I'll tell you, that's the equalizer there. Especially when you got that down and away movement to a lefty. Good luck trying to square that one up.
One away here in the 7th. And 2-1 to Panic. Duffy to follow. The Giants bullpen was bolstered earlier today. Jeremy Affeldt, the left-hander, has come off the DL. And in the move, they sent Josh Osich, the left-hander we saw last night, to AAA Sacramento. And that gives Bochy the 2 left-handers now, Lopez and Affeldt. And the 2 right-handers, Romo and Casilla, for late-inning relief.
There's that slider from Mauer. Nice pick behind home plate on behalf of Derek Norris.
3 balls and a strike to Panic. Pretty good base runner at first base. Possible run and hit. Out of play. Well, boasted by a lot of youngsters here today. The attendance 38,435. So 109,000 for the series. Tap toward Alonso. He'll put up the blockade. And Panic out, unassisted first baseman, with Pagan moving to second.
Hey, Friday coming up. Friday on Padres POV, join Allie Stern on the sidelines for a behind-the-scenes look at reporting from the field. Plus, Tyson Ross takes in a show with the Jackie Robinson Family YMCA. And the countdown is on for the 2016 All-Star Game right here in San Diego. All this and much, much more. It's Friday after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego.
Well, against starter James Shields, Matt Duffy had no luck at all. Struck out all 3 times, as did Hunter Pence. Now it's Mauer that he faces with the go-ahead score out at second base and 2 outs in the 7th. Outfield playing, Duffy rather shallow. And once again, Norris with a visit man at second base with his pitcher. That's been almost commonplace. Every time the opposing team gets a man at second, Norris wants to go out and make sure the signs.
Yeah, Clint Barmes wants to know too, so he can relay to Jed Jerko at second base, whether it's a fastball or a breaking ball.
Big hole left center, as you can see. A lot of movement, Mauer's pitches.
Good slider.
At 90 miles an hour. A ball and a strike. Fastball down low. Here in the seventh, Pagan with a 1-out single has moved up on a ground out from Panic. Two and one.
Well, 2 outs. The infielder's getting dirty. Ball hit on the ground. Try to prevent that ball from going to the outfield. Prevent that run from going around third and scoring.
Outfielders are so shallow that a line drive to an outfielder base hit would be tough to score. Almost walked into that fastball. Well, it wasn't a fastball. It was changeup at 86. Yeah, 3-1 with Buster Posey lurking and a little late on that swing. And our game on this beautiful afternoon presented in beautiful HD by Sony 4K. 38,435 and a lot of youngsters with us today. Great to have the future big leaguers with us. So full count to Matt Duffy. Did he go? Nope. And that sets up a dangerous situation. 2 men on, 2 out to Buster Posey. Pat Murphy thought he might have gone.
Oh, let's check it out from the side. Oh, I thought he went. What do you think, Dick? Be honest.
No, it's a tough one to call a strike.
Then he went. Watch the head of the bat. I mean, the ball's already by him, but still, I mean, that bat head is way out in front of his front foot.
Yes. 2 points well taken.
But still, not called a strike.
No.
We have to deal with it, right?
The guy that counts is Greg Gibson, the crew chief at first base. So Darren Balsley with a visit. And it appears the Padres are going to get Quackenbush ready. Giants today have been shut out in one of their strengths, runners in scoring position. With 2 outs this year, they lead the major leagues with a .296 batting average. And here it is, 2 outs, and their best hitter at the plate, Buster Posey. That's not a good chemistry if you're a Padre fan. Posey has a line single and 2 fly balls to right. Just whenever he looks out and there's a man at second and third, this guy starts salivating. He does such good work. Clutch hitter. Ball 1. Duffy at first and Pagan at second.
First pitch slider down and away, missing for Mauer. Let's see if he throws a heavy dose of breaking balls here. Another one.
Posey was guessing there.
Yeah, after falling behind on the slider, he's probably guessing, fastball. He sees the ball, it's going to be away, and then the break brings him down to 1 knee.
A ball and a strike, 2 out, 2 on, and a 1-1 tie. And outside, 2-1.
96 on the Mauer fastball. Hunter Pence on deck. And there it is. And Kemp can't get it, and that's going to cost a second run. Pagan scores easily, and here comes Duffy all the way from first. It's a 3-1 game as Buster Posey comes through for the Giants again. And that's why he's such a great hitter. Ball's away. What does he do? Goes with it the opposite way.
You can see the intent from Brandon Maurer. He wanted to try to peck away that outside corner, and then the ball off the bat, the right-handed bat, slicing away from Matt Kemp, and just can't get the full glove on it. I mean, that's one of those plays to where, he can't get in front of it because the ball was hit on the line. It was hit decent enough to where it's on the line and didn't have enough time to get in front of it, so you got to try to lay out and keep it in front of you.
Now Pence floating one into right center. That falls for a hit. Posey will score. 4-1 Giants. So with 2 outs, and that's what they've done all season long. The Giants delivering big hits. They lead the majors again. Runners in scoring position, 2 outs, and they've scored 3 here with 2 outs in the 7th.
Well, Hunter Pence getting jammed on this one. This one leaks up in middle in. Probably not the spot. Well, he missed with the spot Brandon Maurer did, so when you miss your spot and they hit the ball the opposite way, chances are the defender's not going to be there, and he dumps it in there for the single.
So a 1-1 tie broken as the Giants with 3 here in the 7th. Brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Serene look out into the bay across to Point Loma. Not quiet here at Petco. The Giants making noise in the 7th. A 3-run rally to break the 1-1 tie. Kevin Quackenbush on the hill.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is have the wheels come off this part of the ball game. So Kevin Quackenbush trying to pick up Brandon Maurer. He pitched an inning last night, Kevin did. That was in the 7th, 1 strikeout.
The key blow, Buster Posey's double just out of the reach of Matt Kemp in right field to knock in 2. Then Pence dropping a single into right center to score Posey for the 4-1 lead. And here's Brandon Belt. He accounted for the other run, the solo home run off Mateo in the last inning. He walked the first 2 times and then the home run. Giants trying to win 8 of the last 9. Finish this road trip 5-1.
keeping pressure on the Dodgers. Should they win, they'll remain just 2.5 back. LA has come up with a win in Atlanta earlier, 3-1. But plenty of time. The Padres have 3 more innings to go against the bullpen of the Giants. Try to get out of the 7th inning and give the Padre hitters a chance. .91 on the fastball from Quackenbush, and Belt with a late swing.
Yeah, his 91, but then you look at that swing, it makes it look like it's 97. There are times when hitters just cannot catch up to it.
Strike 3, and he knew it. So Quackenbush quiets the storm, but 3 for the Giants, and it's a 4-1 lead for San Francisco. Matters, and by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. And the Padres stretch half of the 7th, now trailing by 3, will face George Cantos. Big right-hander comes in from the pen. He's been outstanding for the Giants, allowing just 3 runs, 2 of them earned in 22 2/3 innings over the last 24 relief outings. That comes out as an 0.79 ERA overall, 1.58 on the season. Bottom third of the order, Norris, Upton, and the pitcher's spot for the Padres in the 7th.
Well, Cantos has put together a nice little year. When the thing that really sticks out is the walks, only 6. He is around the plate. The splits are nice for the giant right-hander. Got a 3-run pad here as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
Norris a single to right field, stole a base, and safe on his bloop, a fly ball that was dropped by Pence in right field, charged with an error. That's in there. 1-1. Santos pitched collegiately in the Big Ten at Northwestern. Routine for Pence and right. And time now for the San Diego fans of the game, and lots of the youngsters, good fans, having a good time at the ball yard. To educate them at that age so they'll come back and enjoy this terrific game and the rest of their lives.
And bring another friend with them.
That's a good idea. Dale Thayer now throwing in the Padre pen as Melvin Upton steps up. He's been struck out both at bats against Matt Cain. Cain stands to win the game now. .92 on the fastball.
Yeah, that fastball sometimes he can top out about 93, Dick, and he also throw a cutter and a slider. And unlike other relievers, Contos elects to go from the full windup. A lot of relievers like to go from the stretch.
And Marista apparently will pinch hit. 1-1 to Melvin Upton. Contos and Luke Gregerson are good workout pals in the offseason. Right down the middle, 1-2.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Contos is an Illinois kid as well. I know Luke Gregerson grew up in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah, I think you're right. Went to Northwestern there in Evanston. Fouled away. He was born in Lincolnwood and still lives there.
Yeah, that's northern Illinois. Yeah, suburbs. Yep.
Originally drafted 2002 by the Yankees, a 5th round selection out of college. Jeremy Affeldt is loosening up in the Giant bullpen, just activated from the DL. And for the 3rd time today, Upton goes down swinging. That'll bring up pinch hitter Alexi Amarista.
Good tight slider, great location. Contos gets on top of it. You can see that little dot on the slider rotation. You can't place that one any better.
Amarista, as a pinch hitter, is over 5. There's his season average. A ninja, little ninja.
Gotta love the Karate Kid. That's a good Ralph Macchio likeness. Wax on, wax off.
Strike 1 to Amarista. Top of the order to follow Almonte. Giants in front 4-1 with a 3-run top of this inning. Boy, the hurtful at bat for the Padres. With 2 outs, Duffy in front of Posey, and Mauer walked him, and that put 2 men on for Posey to drill a double and break the tie. Most walks hurt, and some really are painful. That was one of them. And a high fly to center. Up comes Pagan to make the catch, and easy inning for Contos after 7, 4-1 Giants.
You see the arm action, him getting on top of it, and the location today. Mark Grant talked about in the broadcast. The location was down in the strike zone. You see him getting on top, that late movement and exposing these hitters to a lot of swings and misses.
So for Shields, it was 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, had the 1 run of support from Jed Jerko, but it's turned around right now. Still some baseball left to be played, though. Hopefully the Padres tack on a few here late when we see in a post-game show. We'll get you set for the upcoming Marlins series, and we'll show you highlights from around the league. Let's get it back up to Dick and Mark now, guys.
All right, thanks, Mike. 8th inning, and it's Dale Thayer in. Dale, of course, last night gave up that grand slam to Hector Sanchez. Not happy with himself nor Sanchez. It showed him up a bit in baseball terms by flipping the bat and taking the slow jog. So his ERA has ballooned to 4.11. 3 runs last night in 1 full inning of work. And this one is drilled high to right field. Sailing toward the right field bleachers and gone. Crawford has done it again. His 14th home run. And the Giants take a 5-1 lead as Crawford, a no-doubter to deep right field.
.1-0 fastball on contact, outer third. Well, Crawford gets extended. Just a matter of missing the location. He wanted that one down and away, and the Giants had their lead.
There are line drive home runs, and then those Ruthian jobs with high and long, and that was won by Crawford, just as Sanchez hit his even deeper than that last night. Boy, the Giants have brought the home run bats to Petco this 3-game series. That's the 6th one they've hit.
Yeah, they're ranked 9th in the National League, so they're winning ball games isn't really banking on the long ball. Ranked 9th in the NL in that category.
Blanco hit one in game 1 and 3 last night. Pence a solo. Crawford a 3-run shot and the grand slam by Sanchez. Belt with a solo today, and Crawford a bases empty homer. Here's Blanco. He's 0 for 2. And 2-2 the count. 411 feet on the Crawford blast. And the count goes full. Justin Maxwell has a bat in the on-deck circle. Ripped and fair, just fair. And Blanco running like he wants to. Well, he pulls up at second base. He was steaming towards second and hoping that Kemp would have trouble down in that corner. He had his eyes on third base. A solid double just inside the foul line.
That's a hanging slider, and he wanted the back door. You see Derek Norris reaching down and in. You know, in the inning last night, 2 hits from Dale Thayer, off of Dale Thayer, the 3 runs. And that ball, wow.
Measured perfectly.
Yeah, it looks like he just kicked chalk on the right side of that foul line. So Dale missing him with location last night and this afternoon.
Justin Maxwell will pinch hit for Cantos. But the Giants have fortified their lead, now 5-1. No one out. Blanco at second. Maxwell in the top of the order. Get to the P's again. Pagan, Panic, and maybe Posey. And Pence for the 5 that start the batting order for Bochy. Start with the letter P. All the way to the screen. That doesn't help. Handcuff Derek Norris. And Blanco's at third base.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. It looked like a fastball. It's a fastball. And off the webbing. I don't know whether Derek was trying to catch that in the webbing and having his glove over the outer third of the plate. where the ball was maybe off the plate a little bit, giving the umpire the illusion that was going to be on the corner, but very catchable ball.
So with no doubt that pulls the infield in, and driving through the middle of that drawn in infield, the base hit by Maxwell. 6-1 Giants. Still no one out here in the 8th, and Dale Thayer having a back-to-back rough outings. Home run, double, single here to greet Dale Thayer. Pagan, 1 for 4. Giants now have hit double figures in the hit column. 6 runs, 10 hits. 3 runs, 3 hits in the 7th. 2 runs on 3 hits here in the 8th. Could be 2. Jerko, DeBarmas back to first. Not in time. Pagan safe on the fielder's choice. Well, last night it was Thayer against Hector Sanchez, the bulky catcher, and the grand slam later when Sanchez hit. He grounded out to first, and Sean Kelly let him know he didn't like the way he behaved after hitting the home run, and benches cleared, no harm done. A lot of jaw jacking, and that was about it. Earlier in the game, Matt Kemp had been drilled by Chris Heston. There's been no retaliation on the part of the Padres. Joe Panik, a double, a swinging bunt single, and a couple of groundouts. Well, we've said it through the last couple of years. When Thayer comes in, you can measure him more than any other pitcher by the velocity of his fastball. Yeah. 93 is, I mean, he's so consistently at 93, but when he's at 90, he's not nearly as effective as 90.
And generally hitting his spots with regularity, too. He was one that could dice up that plate with the best of them. Outside corner, hitting the corners, and going up and out of the zone by design. But the last couple outings, just missing too much over the plate, and the Giants are taking advantage of it.
Gets squeezed on that last delivery. That was a clear strike.
Yes, he did.
3-0. And a 4-pitch walk to Panik. Will bring up Matt Duffy. 1 out. Runners at first and second as Pagan moves into scoring position. And here's Matt Duffy. Struck out 3 times. And with 2 outs in the last inning, Pagan at first base. Mauer walked him, and that was trouble because Posey followed with a 2-run double. Pence with a bloop single. The tie had been broken. It was 4-1, and now the add-ons in the 8th inning against Thayer. Home run Crawford, double Blanco, single Maxwell, and with 1 out, the walk to Panik. Change up for a strike. 6 runs, 10 hits for the Giants. 1 run, 5 hits for the Padres. Padres had only 4 hits last night, and he's jammed and able to shoot that ball through right field. No play at the plate. It's 7-1 as Duffy delivers. Just found the hole, wasn't hit hard. Great direction. And Pagan scrambles home from second base. And it's a punishing, painful inning for Dale Thayer.
I've seen a handful of Giants just take the ball where it's pitched with a nice, easy swing. Duffy, sure, he gets jammed big time, but gets his hands inside that ball enough to where he beats Jed Jerko at second base, hitting that hole. And the Giants add on.
So every position in the batting order, 1 through 9, has delivered at least 1 hit for the Giants. And here's Posey again. Fly twice to right, singled, and then the 2-run double that broke the tie in the 7th. Pulls that one foul off third. Posey currently hitting .319. Amongst the leaders in the National League. Sean Kelly is getting ready now in the Padre bullpen. this should not hit hard enough for 2, perhaps. Did he make the tag? Yes, it is a double play. As Jerko able to tag the runner. Duffy coming down from first base. A 4-3 double play, but 3 more runs for the Giants. It's now a 7-1 lead for San Francisco. Score on Pence's single to make it 4-1. Our Bill Howell play of the game. And the Giants had 3 more here in the top of the 8th to move handsomely ahead 7-1. Jeremy Affeldt just off the DL, and the Giants welcome back this veteran left-hander.
And part of being a manager is to insert a pitcher, position player, into a game after being on the DL for a while in the perfect spots where he really can't get hurt. This is the perfect situation for Affeldt to get an inning under his belt. 7-1 lead. There you see the numbers, the high ERA. You get a little erratic at times. Lefty specialist Bruce Bochy always likes to have a couple of lefties. Lopez, Affeldt, pretty good combo.
You remember the last time we were in San Francisco, the Padres cuffed him around a bit.
Yep.
And his ERA reflects that. 5.96 ERA, and the opposing hitters batting .319. So maybe he wasn't 100% right.
Right.
So he's gone on the DL, and let's see how he pitches coming back. Almonte, an infield hit in 3 at-bats. Switch hitter goes around right-handed, and then it'll be Solarte and Kemp.
Well, Affeldt really struggling on the road this year. 10 2/3 innings in the ERA of 7.59.
2-1. Almonte brought up from El Paso with Will Middlebrooks going back down to the AAA club. .275 hitter with the Chihuahuas. Series that has attracted over 109,000, a midweek series. Full count. Shot off the glove of Panic. That ball was a hot shot that handcuffed him, and it should be scored a hit, and is. Almonte comes back to the big leagues with a couple of hits.
Yeah, welcome back, Abraham, and hitting that ball well. phantom swing. Pretty level swing there. The ball almost knuckles off the bat. Head down, barrel through the zone. Nice.
Solarte hits right-handed for the first time. 0 for 3 from the left side. All 3 flyouts. Sergio Romo, the right-hander, getting ready. Way outside, 2-0. Slider expert.
The bullpen coach giving the indication that he's ready with the hat off, waving to the bench. Almost ready to go.
Affeldt gives up the base hit to Almonte and now falls behind 3-0. Well, the Padres last night fell to a 9-0 deficit before they could score 3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Avoid the shutout. They've got another mountain to climb. 6-run lead, and ball 4. Didn't throw a strike to Solarte. They're 2 on with no one out here in the Padre 8th inning. That's why those 3 runs scored in the top half of the inning now are very important. Otherwise, it's 4-1, and the Padres have 2 men on, the tying run coming to the plate. Well, Bruce Bochy doesn't like what he sees with Affeldt, and one can understand that. He's going to take the ball and call on the right-hander Romo. He'll be on the mound when we come back.
Honor the Special Olympics of Southern California as the community partner of the month, presented by Kaiser Permanente. Special Olympics transforms lives through the joy of sports and is the world's largest organization for people with intellectual disabilities, supporting 4.4 million athletes. For more information, visit foxsportssandiego.com.
Well, Romo has not been the highly effective right-hander out of the pen of the Romo of the past. 0-4 record and a 4.71 ERA. Lefties hitting .429. That's what we were talking about before, and why the Giants welcome Affeldt back, who is effective against left-handed pitching, but didn't throw well at all to Almonte and Solarte. They're both aboard, no one out.
Romo just doesn't have that one pitch to lefties to wipe them out, hence the .429 average. A lot of sliders from Sergio Romo.
Matt Kemp has a double and a walk, 1 for 2. And there's the slider for a strike. Foul back. As a Padre fan, I know fans just can't wait for Upton to get healthy and Spanchenberg to come back and Will Myers to come back. And
Pat Murphy have is complete contention of offense. They're playing shorthanded. Well, you look at the two team batting averages, 271 team hitting for the Giants. The Padres are hitting 237, next to last in the National League. You know, it's last, and that's surprising. The Mets have the lowest batting average, but they've got such great pitching.
Yes.
They're only 2 games out of first in the National League East.
Yeah. Almost reminiscent of the Padres last year, who couldn't score but just pitched their hearts out all year long. Well, they've got some good arms in that rotation.
Padres will open a long road trip of 10 games in New York next Tuesday night. So Kemp with the count 1-2. No one out here in the 8th. 2 men aboard. And down he goes. That slider gets Kemp. Jed Jerko has accounted for the only run on the side of the Padres on the scoreboard with a home run. He comes up.
It's not the velocity of that Sergio Romo slider. He puts tremendous spin on that, and the movement down and away to Matt Kemp. Been throwing it his whole career.
That's his money pitch. Jerko, since the home run, a blast of 394 into left field, has struck out and fly deep to left. Ball 1. With Yonder Alonso on deck. Padres got their home run from Jerko in the 2nd. Bell tied it with a homer in the 6th. And then things fell apart. The runner, somebody's going to get picked off now. And in a game when you're trailing 7-1, that cannot happen. That cannot happen. Almonte out at second base. I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, he was off and running, and Romo was still in the set position. You could hear somebody on the field mics, Giants yelling, "Step off." He did just that.
But when you're trailing 6 runs, why are you trying to run there anyway?
Right, no reason to take that big of a lead or try to take third base.
That'll get you sent back to El Paso. So 2 outs. Started well this inning, and now 1 man left, and Jerko takes ball 2. Well, understandably, you're back in the big leagues. You want to impress. You want to do something special. He does have a couple of hits, but that's a mental cramp.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. 3-0. Solarte is left at first base. You see Amarista pointing to his head as if to say, "Come on now."
Yep.
3-1. Well, the Giants go home and open a weekend series with the rivals across the bay, the Oakland A's, and then we'll entertain Milwaukee. So they have 2 teams with disappointing records as they are in the chase for the lead in the NL West, and will have home court advantage.
A lot of sliders today too. Jed Jerko, we saw from Matt Cain. Now Romo, which is, that's his money pitch. He may have gotten a call on that last one.
3-2. Runner off with a pitch, and a line drive foul into Souvenir corner. $38,000 plus on a sunny Wednesday afternoon, and for those Giants fans who have come down to San Diego to enjoy the 3-game series, a happy time for them, especially if they should go home with 2 out of 3 and finish a road trip 5-1. Again, the payoff pitch, and another foul. Marte getting in his road work on these foul balls, running at 3-2.
Well, Sergio Romo has such confidence in that pitch and slider, he'll throw it any time. Try to trick him here with the fastball away.
Reaches out and sends a fly ball to Pence and right. And the inning comes to an end. Promising at the start, disappointing at the end. It's still 7-1. The Dodgers won at Atlanta today, 3-1. The Giants currently 3, but 3 outs away from being 2.5 out. And the Padres would drop to 9.5 should they lose. And Arizona and the Padres tied, and Colorado in last place. Three runs, 4 hits given up by Thayer in the 8th. He stays in for the 9th. Hunter Pence, after striking out 3 times, dropped a single into right center to knock in a run the last time. Arizona plays Miami tonight in Phoenix. And they're in a scoring fest in Colorado at Coors Field. In the 9th inning, it's Texas 10, Colorado 8.
That's far from over.
That's right. Two and one. Well, Thayer went on the disabled list with that sore shoulder, and that may still be bothering him. He just doesn't have the same velocity. 90 instead of 93.
Yeah, he's regular. You mentioned it earlier, Dick, with regularity, 93 when he's on and hitting his spots. Falling behind here this afternoon, missing location.
Pence likes this one. Pence, he'll be swinging, and no, he takes it on the knees. 3-2. Pence, then Belt and Crawford scheduled here in the 9th. Strike 3 called. Pence, 4th time he struck out today.
Good pitch by Dale Thayer. Talk about location. Look at this ball come back and hit the outside corner. Derek Norris doesn't have to move his glove. Great pitch.
Yusmeiro Petit is throwing in the Giants bullpen as Belt steps in. 2 walks, a solo home run, his 10th of the year, and a strikeout. Shift is on. Whoa. Ships his bat on that swing.
He hit that off the cup end of the bat. So far out in front.
Toothpick left.
Watch this ball as it's right off the end of the bat. Literally off the end of the bat.
Yeah, to show you the difference of the offense of these two teams and what an advantage for the Giants to have an infield that's being so offensively productive. Going into the game today, the starting 4 infielders for the Giants knocked in 168 runs on the year. And that's well over 1 run a game from the infielders, in contrast to the Padre infield that started today, 80 RBI. So twice as many scored by the Giants. So you get that kind of production. You expect it out of your outfield and sometimes your catcher, and certainly with the Giants, Posey, they get it from him. But when your infield is throwing the ace cards in there as well, that's tough.
They're swinging the bat well.
High fly ball. That's going to be a tough play. Left field, Almonte, and his speed gets him there in foul territory for the out. 2 away. And Crawford. His home run, a solo home run in the 8th inning, boosted his RBI total to 59, leading all shortstops.
Yeah, Will Myers taking in a big league ball game, hoping to get back, enjoy some seeds.
Got to stoke that furnace, anticipate, getting ready.
Yeah.
Boy, it'd be nice to get him back. Ground ball sharply to Alonso, and he gloves it, takes it to the bag. And a 1-2-3 inning for Thayer. Padres come up. Last call, down by 6. Yusmeiro Petit out of the Giants bullpen for the 9th inning. Padres have Alonso, Barmes, and Norris scheduled.
Well, padded 6-run lead here for Petit. Guy can start, guy can relieve.
Giants had 2 pitchers of this caliber, Petit and Machi, but they have cut Machi. He's out there for grabs unless somebody's taken him. Where's the ball? He's finally collects it from Panic. Alonso. An infield hit, a shot back through the box at Karendorf starter Matt Cain. He's also lined to left and fly to left.
Well, fastball, splitter, slider from Petit.
from Venezuela. In the same hometown. High fly ball. Shallow and right. Panic out. Pence in. It's Pence. And he catches it this time. One away. Venezuela has produced so many outstanding players, but only one Hall of Famer.
Wow. Venezuela. Give me his initials.
I'll give you the position. Well, you're guessing probably infield, right? Shortstop.
Louis Aparicio?
You got it.
Really?
Very good.
For the White Sox.
That's correct.
Yeah.
He's Petit's from the same hometown, Maracaibo in Venezuela.
Nice.
Barmes 0 for 3, a strikeout and a couple of pop-ups to second. Well, after a win in the first game of the series on Monday night, 4-2, the Padres then with 5 straight, their longest of the season, but Giants have put the Padres in a stranglehold since. With good pitching from Chris Heston last night, more than good, allowed only a broken bat single in 7 in the 3rd innings, and then veteran Matt Cain coming back to allow only 1 run today. And the Giant offense in support, scoring 16 runs. A ball, 2 strikes to Barmes. Derek Norris to follow. Levels the count.
Well, Professor, today's your last day. You're leaving town tomorrow, correct?
Correct.
But once again, we want to let people know
Thank you.
that we'll be thinking about you. Have a good time in Cooperstown.
I can't wait to, I'm going to be with all those great Hall of Famers, huh?
Yeah.
Rubbing shoulders.
So have fun.
I will.
And
bring back some stories, It's, I was talking with Eric Nadel, who won it last year, the broadcaster, and he said, you go to the first lunch, he said, I kind of squeezed in at the table, and there was Sandy Koufax and Whitey Ford.
Wow.
It's going to be that kind of.
Yeah.
It's going to be one.
Well, have fun.
Thank you.
And we will see you in New York, right? When we play the Mets next week.
And if fans are interested in San Diego, MLB will televise on Saturday at 1 o'clock our time.
Good.
So a walk to Barmes. Go work and edit that speech. Stuff they give you a 10-minute time limit. So I wrote it and I thought this is pretty good, and then I read
What
it.
are they going to do? Start the music and go to commercial?
Well, you don't want to
Go
embarrass
15,
yourself.
No.
Yeah, they got it down to I think about 13, and they said, how about 1 more minute off? I said, I'm going to take it back. I said, well, why don't you pick what you don't want me to say? Derek Norris, a single, and he hits this one well to center, but not well enough. Pagan there for the second out. And that'll bring up pinch hitter Brett Wallace.
Okay, let me ask you this. Out of all the Hall of Famers, who are you most excited to see?
Oh, wow. See, that's really a good question. Well, I'm going to, in my speech, sometime allude to Al Kaline because, he took right field away from me.
That's right. I remember.
So I want to see him. All right. Bruce Bochy going to go to the mound with a 7-1 lead.
Hey, stay
and
tuned.
2 outs in the 9th. I can practice my speech. Your question, Al Kaline, because it's a little kidding around with him, but Nolan Ryan, because he provided, when I was doing the Angel games, it was Nolan Ryan and Tanana and Ryan 2 days of crying, you know, and I'm hoping to see him. And it's been a long time since I've seen Ryan and worked many of his no-hitters. But you know what? When you think about the cast of Hall of Famers that I'm going to be rubbing shoulders, doesn't matter. Yeah. Every person I meet is going to be one of the greatest in the history of the game.
Yeah.
How good is that?
I know. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you for your good wishes and for all you fans as well. And that's been overwhelming. Wallace had a 2-run double last night, and with no one holding on, Barmas, he takes second base on the DI. Yeah, thank you, fans. I just didn't realize how many people cared. So the thrill has started long before I get there. 1 strike to Wallace. And the Padres are down to their final strike. Maybe he just wanted Lopez to get some work. I thought the bullpen was tired coming to San Diego. This is his first appearance in the series. Now they want to get his 80s likeness up there.
Spicoli for Fast Times.
Almost went around. 1-2.
No shirt, no shoes, no dice.
I'd like to open up that brain sometime and see all of that trivia.
Oh, just watch the movie, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's based on a high school here in San Diego.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Claremont High.
1-2 to Wallace. Lopez making his 46th appearance, but only 24 2/3 innings. What does that tell you? He just comes in as a specialist to pitch to left-handed batters.
Those little kids are happy.
Tough to hit the way he comes from first base to that left-handed hitter.
Yeah, very herky-jerky delivery.
And he stays alive, Wallace.
Doesn't throw that hard. It's all deception and, like you said, Dick, thrown across the body.
Tough pack for this next road trip. You know, you've got Miami and then you go Milwaukee.
Pack the polos.
Yeah, but how about Milwaukee? Put some long johns in there, too. You never know.
No, I love Milwaukee. I love America's Dairyland.
Oh, I do, too. Because it's close to Michigan. There, they clipped that one foul. The thing about the cold weather climates in the Midwest, where we both were raised, is that when summer comes, they make sure you have a good time, you know?
Yeah, they do. They take advantage of it.
That's right. There are fairs and carnivals and music at night and camaraderie and joie de vivre. Again, 1-2. And another foul. Wallace, a tough at bat here. Giants trying to close out a 7-1 win to take the rubber game of the series. It'll be their 51st win of the year, and they would stay within 2.5 of the lead of the Dodgers. High fly ball. This should do it. Panic in shallow right field in the shift. And when it comes down, the Giants have taken 2 out of 3. The final, San Francisco 7, San Diego 1. Here's Mike Pomerantz.
All righty, Dick, enjoy your Hall of Fame induction when we see you on Padres Live, the post-game show. We're going to take you behind the scenes of Padres Social Hour, and we're going to preview the upcoming Marlins series. We'll see you in moments.